On the beach, a family of 3 had just finished their vacation. They were about to leave, but unexpectedly, the boat wouldn't start no matter what. Seeing his son growing anxious, the man opened the engine cover to check. To his shock, he found that the rented speedboat had an engine that was actually modified from an old motorcycle. Now, it was completely broken. The family of 3 was entirely stranded on the deserted island. There was no food or water on the boat. They wouldn't last long. Even worse, the sun overhead was unbearably scorching. The woman quickly noticed that her son's lips were cracked. His body was showing signs of distress. They had to find a way to leave the island as soon as possible. Otherwise, if they stayed any longer, they would suffer severe dehydration. Fortunately, at that moment, a sailboat suddenly appeared on the sea. The man hurriedly picked up his son, standing in the water, waving and shouting frantically. The woman also grabbed some palm leaves, waving them toward the sailboat, hoping to attract attention, but the distance was too great. The sailboat didn't notice them at all, and in the next instant, it disappeared beyond the horizon. The man had no choice but to stop calling for help, trying to comfort his discouraged wife. Surely another boat would pass by. However, the next day, the man discovered that his son was lying on the ground and wouldn't wake up no matter what. He had clearly fallen ill due to dehydration. Looking at his anxious wife and their critically ill son, he decided to leave the island immediately. So the man collected palm leaves, covered the speedboat to block the sun, placed his wife and child inside the boat cabin, and paddled into the ocean. But the vast sea stretched endlessly. Finding a port was easier said than done. Before long, the man became exhausted. Lying beside his son, he drifted into a deep sleep, letting the boat float aimlessly on the waves. When he woke up again, he vaguely saw dense trees, thinking they had reached a harbor. He quickly got up to check, only to be disappointed. The boat had simply drifted from one deserted island to another deserted island. The man was devastated, collapsing weakly inside the boat's cabin, not knowing when they would finally escape. But just at that moment.
And what do you think?
I think I'm cursed.
Cursed.
For laxity and uselessness. Innocent get punished and everything is... I think I'm cursed by the Lord, I truly do.